I truly believe this conservatorship is abusive. I want a petition basically to end the conservatorship, but all I want is to own my money for this to end and my boyfriend to drive me in his fucking car. And I would honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you.
Britney Spears finally broke her silence after 13 long years of being a prisoner in her own home under a conservatorship led by lawyers, doctors, and her son of a bitch father.
My whole family did nothing. I cried on the phone for an hour and he loved every minute of it.
She sounded scared, sad, and desperate as she finally cleared up what's been going on behind closed doors.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial.
It wasn't the most eloquent of speeches, as Britney Spears read from 4 pages of notes she wrote upon her last failed attempt to win her freedom. But the messaging was on point. It cleared up any ambiguity or speculation regarding the conservatorship and defiantly stated that any sort of caretaker or guardian or custodian was completely unnecessary.
Once you see someone, whoever it is in the conservatorship, making them money and myself money and working, that whole statement right there, the conservatorship should end. There should be I shouldn't be in a conservatorship if I can work and provide money and work for myself and pay other people. It makes no sense. The laws need to change. What state allows people to own another person's money and account and threaten them and saying, you can't spend your money unless you do what we want you to do, and I'm paying them?
Now, as I said, it was not the most articulate courtroom statement in the history of the legal system. It sounded like any maid of honor speech you've ever heard, flipping through the pages, rushing through it, stuttering and stammering, just trying to get to the end. It's not going to go down in history with MLK, I had a dream, or JFK, ask not what your country can do for you. But of course she was flustered. It was 13 years of emotion being poured out. It was a sad, scared, desperate girl trying to win her freedom, trying to cram everything she's ever thought and felt for the last decade plus of being trapped in her own home, pouring out in one last desperate Hail Mary to win her life back. And let's not forget, this is a woman that's been pumped full of drugs for the last 10 years, as she explained it here, that it went well beyond her normal medication.
He immediately, the next day, put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to. But he put me on that and I felt drunk. I really couldn't even take up for myself.
At the end of the day, Britney explained it's all about control. Whether it was coming from her father,
the control he had over someone as powerful as me, as he loved the control to hurt his own daughter 100,000%. He loved it.
Or from her son of a bitch doctors. According to Britney, the abuse went far beyond just emotional pain. It was physical as well. She was forced to get naked in front of strangers. She regularly had to give vials full of blood. And in perhaps the most shocking moment of her statement, she's being forced to use an IUD for contraception, that she's not allowed to have a baby. And if she wants to remove the implant out of her own body, she's not allowed to.
They watch me changed every day, naked, morning, noon, and night. My body, I had no privacy door for my room. I gave 8 gallons of blood a week. I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor.
But the bottom line is this: Britney Spears is an industry all to herself, funding the lives of everyone around her who treats her like a living, breathing, walking fucking wallet. Upon concluding the 23-minute speech, Britney Spears made her wishes pretty fucking clear, using her own voice clearer than we've heard her in years. None of that cute, weird Britney Spears voice that she puts on for the public. In her own words and in her own voice, she simply asked for her freedom.
I want a petition basically to end the conservatorship, but I want it to be petitioned to end it, but I don't want to be evaluated and be sat in a room with people 4 hours a day like they did me before. And they made it even worse for me after that happened. So
she's not a demented old woman who can't make decisions for herself. She's not a harm to herself or others. She's a fully functioning 40-year-old woman who's wildly talented, who simply wants to go for a ride in the car with her fucking boyfriend.
All I want is to own my money for this to end and my boyfriend to drive me in his fucking car.
She's not making wild demands, folks. She just wants to live her life, see her family, and have control over the money that she's rightfully earned, and this was her genuinely, sincerely asking for it. But for all we fucking know, this probably somehow, some way made it harder for Britney Spears to win her freedom, because that's how fucking backwards and unconstitutional and unconscionable this goddamn conservatorship is. So say a prayer that was enough to free Britney, because if it's not, I don't know, we gotta fucking storm the courthouses of Los Angeles or something. Free Britney, motherfuckers!